Have you guys ever lied so much on a resume that you're actually shocked that they give you the job? Like you lie so much that you actually want to talk to the company to make sure they're not messing with you? Like, hey, psst. Come here. Come here. Are you sure about this? Look at me. Look at my resume. Do I look like an astronaut? It's like when I lie, I go all the way. You know, I don't do the like, I type 80 words a minute. I'm like, I went to the moon. And I do that because my sister is my fake boss for every fake job I have ever had. So when you're checking references, you're never calling a real company, you're calling my sister's house. So just like, it's ridiculous because like my sister's like this 40-year-old Mexican mother of 3, so every time she answers the phone, she's like, hello, it's NASA. Yes, with the shuttles, the rockets, everything. Sergio, get off the bed. Sergio, get off the bed. Sergio, get off the bed. No, it's a good time, it's a good time. No, we're not busy, no. We're in the middle of a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Take a look at this chart here. It is a list of the number of all manuscripts in the world today in which all Bibles base their translations on. On the far right you have the TR, which is the Textus Receptus, the received text, and the TR is the lineage of the text type of the King James translators. Its roots are based in Antioch of Syria. In the middle column you have WH, and that is the Westcott Hort Greek text, the minority text, and it is used to support all modern translations in the English language. So basically there are over 5,000 manuscripts, and they all agree with the exception of a few variations. On the other hand, the Alexandrian text types, there's only 45 manuscripts, and none of them agree. Keep in mind, the Textus Receptus was and still is the enemy of the Roman Catholic Church. First Kings chapter 18 tells a story about Elijah challenging King Ahab. Elijah tells the king to bring 450 Baal prophets. So they took 2 bulls, one for the Baal prophets, one for Elijah. And Elijah told them to prepare it, but don't give it any fire, to call upon their God to provide the fire. All morning till evening, no fire came. So Elijah prepared the bull and calls on God, and zap, fried meat. Well, Elijah and company round up the 450 Baal prophets and kill them. And then Elijah and King Ahab eat hamburger together. Okay, that's the short story. Think about this. 1 prophet of God versus 450 Baal prophets. Only one was right, and he was in the minority. Big time. I contend it's not much different in today's world. I also contend Baal prophets still exist, but they aren't called Baal prophets. Think about this. 200 years after Jesus was resurrected from the dead, Baal worshippers still existed. Here's a guy, Elagabalus, a Roman emperor. Remember what I said earlier about the Roman Catholic Church? Okay, check this out. The word Baal, translated into the Greek, is Helios. Need I say more?
We were talking on the way in about Baal, the god that Old Testament that every time the people went bad, they started worshiping Baal. And we were talking about this today, and the signs are always the same. And whether we're worshiping Baal or not, I'm not talking about actually worshiping some false god, but we are practicing the same thing. What the practice of the worship of Baal was child sacrifice, which if you had these orgies, and then if you didn't want the child, you just killed it as a child sacrifice. Well, isn't that what Planned Parenthood does? You don't want the child, so you have the right to kill it. We're just not doing it as a religious ceremony, but it's the same practice. And I just thought to myself, what? Who are we anymore? And it's sexual excess for anything goes at any time, and the more the better. So we got two of them. You have child sacrifice. You don't want your child after having the orgies. You don't want your child. Don't worry. You can just sacrifice it to the god. We have that through Planned Parenthood. We have sexual excess beyond imagination just 20 years ago.
Of the sun. By offering the bread in the sunburst pattern, they worship the sun.